I had so much evil that occurred in my life. I've witnessed things that I don't wish upon anybody to witness. I've endured things that I don't wish upon anybody to endure, not even my worst enemy. I would not wish these things upon them. However, I'm sitting here today where most people wouldn't look at me and their first impression be, wow, that girl's been through it. So I am living, walking proof that what the enemy meant for evil, God will turn it around for good. And I just want that to be what you see and what you hear and what you receive when you are listening and watching my podcast. I just want you to see a ray of hope in your life. Welcome to Arise My Love, where my mission is to equip and empower you to break free from toxic cycles, guiding you toward a life of fulfillment and joy. I'm your host, Angela Thorne, and my journey wasn't easy. For 20 years, I was trapped in addiction and exploitation, all stemming from a childhood filled with rejection and abuse. As a survivor of abuse, exploitation, and sex trafficking, I found myself in desperate need of something different. Ever since 2018, I have been on a journey of intentional daily healing that has led me to be radically changed forever. Now I'm committed to helping other women find the same freedom. Join me as we embark on this transformative journey together. I wanted to kick off my first episode by introducing myself. I prayed over what my first podcast should be about, and every single time it was tell everybody who you are. And so that's what I'm going to take the time to do on this first episode, and I'll probably get into a little bit about what the next few episodes are going to be about, but we'll see what time brings us to this morning. So first, I want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I truly appreciate your support, and I look forward to seeing what the future brings with Arise My Love. So I want to honor each of you, and I want to bless each of you. And I would love to open with a prayer, as my foundation for all things that I do is it comes through prayer. So bow your heads and pray with me. Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you for this precious time that you have blessed us with. Lord, I pray that you allow me to be your vessel. Allow me to be the mouthpiece of heaven and release the words of heaven into the atmosphere today. God, my heart is to minister to those who are broken, who feel lost, and who are desiring and hungering to know what their purpose and destiny is. So God, I just pray that you bless those that are listening and watching. I bless those who are feeling any of those things that I just listed, and I ask that you release your peace over each and every one. We praise you and thank you for this time. In all things, I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Yay! So, who is Angela Thorne? Well, I could say that's a loaded question, to say the least. However, the person that I am today is who I want to present to you, and you'll learn all about who I used to be in all of the episodes coming up. But who I am today, first and foremost, I am a child of God, and I am so proud of that. I don't want to be identified as anything other than a lover of Jesus Christ, somebody who puts me aside and wants to make Jesus famous. So first and foremost, that is who I am. Secondly, I am a wife to an amazing husband, Derek Thorne. He is my rock. He is my provider in this earthly realm. And we are just two peas in a pod, and I hope one day you get to meet him because you will be blessed by him. I am a mother of two beautiful children. I have a 6-year-old son and a 12-year-old daughter. She's actually turning 12 tomorrow. That is bittersweet for me, and they are my world. Oh my goodness. I love my kids, and I love dedicating my life to them in their crucial time of growth and just learning about this world and learning how to operate in it. I stay at home with them full time, and I am a full-time home educator. I started homeschooling a year ago in March. And so as of right now, this podcast is being recorded August 1st, 2024. So a year ago in March, I decided to take the leap of being a home educator, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I absolutely love that role. It has its ups and it has its downs. It has its challenges for sure, like my sanity. And maybe we'll talk about that one day in an episode of how I maintain my sanity and all the things that I do, because when I start sharing everything that I have on my plate, people are like, wow, how do you juggle all of that? So one day I hope I will be able to share all of that. But for now, I just want to focus on who I am. I also have 2 fur babies. I have 2 cats. I've never been a cat person until recently, and I've just fallen in love with them. They are the coolest animal ever. They are weird and funny and very entertaining, and I am becoming a crazy cat lady. Never thought that would be me. And I also have 10 feathered babies. I have 10 chickens, 10 hens who I pour my life into as well. I absolutely love raising chickens. It has become a new hobby of mine that I just absolutely adore, and I will be doing that for many, many years to come. My husband and I are being called to be first-generation farmers. We do have a passion and a goal to start our own homestead. So that is something coming in the future. We're believing and praying for that to come to fruition. It has not yet happened, but we're hoping by next September that we will buy our first property with enough acreage for us to start that dream. Just so you know, kind of like my heart's desire and where I'm heading. That's it. I know I look very prissy and girly and all the things, but I can definitely get out on a farm and rough up and get dirty and do all the farm chores that are required of running a homestead. And if you follow my personal page, you'll see some of that. Just a little snapshot of what that may look like. So definitely, if you're interested in seeing the farmer side of me, hop on over to Angela Thorne on Facebook. That's where I'm mostly active. Get a look into that world. So without further ado, I want to jump into my hopes and dreams and goals for Arise My Love. So obviously you're going to be new here. This is the first episode. I just want to give you an idea of what to expect. I know you heard my intro already. I know you have somewhat of an idea of why I'm here, but I just want to give you my heart and give you a little look inside to my why. I think it's very important to know your why behind starting things and maintaining them, because it's that when you're having hard days, you'll be able to come back to your why and go, oh yeah, I am reminded of my purpose, because truly that's your why. Your why has to tie into your purpose. And sometimes you don't know what that is, and that's okay. And that's my calling. I love to pull that out of people. I love to help you dig into who you are to discover and find out your why in life. I grew up in a actual, really good family life. I had a mother and father who adored our family, who adored me and my siblings, who loved us so much, and they raised us up in the church. I knew who God was from the very beginning, and I was cultivated, and the seeds were planted in my early childhood when I was very young. I was even saved at the age of 7. I asked Jesus to come into my life. I made that dedication to follow him, and I was very aware of what that meant. From a very young age, I was very spiritual. I had spiritual insights from the time I can even remember. As early as I can remember, I've always had dreams that came to pass. I always just had this all-knowing voice inside of me that spoke to me. And I just didn't have the language for all of that until my adult life. In my recent adult life, God was always at work in my life. I did stray off and followed the worldly path for many, many, many years. And there was a reason that I came to that crossroad. And it began when I was around 5 or 6 years old, when I was first molested, and that started to chip away at my innocence and trust, and just started skewing my view of relationship and love and all of the things around intimacy. I started looking through a very broken lens at such a young age, and that leaves someone to be extremely vulnerable to the enemy, and for him to come into a child's life to wreak havoc. And unfortunately, that was my reality. But I love that song. Actually, there's several songs out there now, but there's a song that says, "The enemy thought he had me, but Jesus said, you are mine." And what the enemy meant for evil, God's going to turn it around for good. And I truly, truly, truly believe in that. And it's because that is my reality. I had so much evil that occurred in my life. I've witnessed things that I don't wish upon anybody to witness. I've endured things that I don't wish upon anybody to endure, not even my worst enemy. I would not wish these things upon them. However, I'm sitting here today where most people wouldn't look at me and their first impression be, wow, that girl's been through it. So I am living, walking proof that what the enemy meant for evil, God will turn it around for good. And I just want that to be what you see and what you hear and what you receive when you are listening and watching my podcast. I just want you to see a ray of hope in your life whenever you come here to Arise My Love, because if you are in the depths of despair, there is a ray of light that wants to pierce through the darkness and bring life into whatever circumstances that you're facing. I cannot wait to share more of my testimony with you all. I cannot wait for you to gain a new language to understand why these cycles keep happening in your life, why you might continue to fall flat on your face when trying to do something. There's a reason behind all of that. I was blessed to be able to walk through that journey of discovery, that journey of healing, so that I could sit here today and walk you through the same journey that I went on almost 7 years ago. And there's going to be just so much value in what the Lord's allowing me to give you all. I am just really looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Make sure to tune in to the next episode where we dig into my journey of coming out of trauma and addiction and so many other things that I went through that we would all consider evil and terrible. We'll dive into all of those things in the next episode. Thank you so much again for being here. I speak a blessing over your life, and I cannot wait to see you again on Arise My Love. Until then, we'll see you later. Love you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Hit that notification bell, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.